Shinobi here, and this time instead of doing a movie review like I said I was going to do, I'm going to be doing a review about a book that I recently read. It's part of a series of books that's been out for a while now. I've only started reading it recently, and I gotta say it's quite possibly one of the best books I've ever read, and quite possibly one of the best books ever written. It's a book series called Young Samurai. Okay, so the premise of the book is that it's about a young 12-year-old boy from England by the name of Jack Fletcher. He's working as a rigging monkey on a ship with his dad, who is the pilot of the ship, and they're on their way to Japan to do trade business or whatever. But on their way there, right as they're off the coast of Japan, they get attacked by a couple of ninja. And, well, Jack is the only survivor. And, when he gets washed up on shore, he's found by this samurai by the name of Masamoto. Masamoto takes him to a relative's place, and they patch Jack up, and eventually Jack meets this young guy named Yamato, who is Masamoto's son. Masamoto has adopted Jack into his family and is planning to train him to be a samurai. But Yamato, he's not exactly a fan of Jack at first. And he pretty much takes every opportunity he can to show Jack up, especially in terms of swordplay. But after this near-fatal attack by a couple of ninja, Jack is taken to this samurai training school, or dojo. And there he actually starts to really take his journey to become a samurai. He's taught all kinds of stuff. He's taught taijutsu, which is the hand-to-hand combat of the samurai. You know, punching, kicking, grappling, stuff like that. He's also taught kenjutsu, which is the way of the sword. Kyujutsu, which is the way of the bow and arrow. And he's also taught meditation. The guy who's teaching meditation is actually one of the last of a group called the Warrior Monks, and I don't want to give anything away, but that plays a very important later on in the book. Basically, this book is pretty much the introductory to Jack's story, his origin into this story, and also pretty much getting the whole thing set up, introducing the hero, introducing the rivals, introducing the main antagonist. And also the way it ends just perfectly sets it up for the next book in the series, which I have, and I cannot wait to start reading. Also, what I find interesting is Chris Bradford, the guy who wrote the book, can actually really be accredited to how he portrays a bunch of the fighting in this book, because he is a martial artist trained in a bunch of different martial arts, and that just makes all the fights and all the knowledge in this book, all the terminology giving that it comes from the Japanese culture, and the fact that he's trained in Japanese martial arts, well, that makes all the difference, because now, with that kind of knowledge, he can go into full detail about the techniques and the terminology and pretty much some of the history regarding all the Japanese martial arts stuff that's talked about in this book. If you're not sure what the heck I'm talking about, then my only suggestion is you pick up the book and you start reading, and trust me, as soon as you get a couple of chapters in, you'll be hooked on this book. Chances are there will rarely ever be a time you want to put this book down. So, Young Samurai by Chris Bradford, book number 1, The Way of the Warrior. Check it out. Keep it way past cool, guys.